is Becca. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm here with my second weekly update for the Orillium Magical Readathon. Yeah, I read quite a few books, so I have quite a bit to talk about. Also, so I'm using, where is it? I got new lip gloss, okay, so it's the Plump, or the Infallible Pro Gloss Plump from L'Oreal Paris. It's stinging, like it's kind of tingling sensation, almost as if it's stinging though. I love the color, I love how it looks, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to wear it. So I looked at the instructions on the back, which I never do, but I was like, this is weird, and I can't read all of it. But it says, do not use on chapped lips, and my lips are incredibly chapped, so that's a problem. But I'll just wear lip balm if I can under it next time. We'll see if that works out better. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, if I don't know, if I have like a weird look on my face or something, yeah, it's probably that. Also, my boyfriend's daughter came over this morning, and she wanted to do my nails, so that's why they look like this. Just, yeah. Okay. First, I finished Too Late by Colleen Hoover. This is Colleen Hoover's, like, dark romance. This one has trigger warnings for abuse, rape, cheating. I can't think of all the others, but for this week I just finished the last 100 pages of it. Yeah, like, this really, I've read it before. I want to say I gave it 4 stars before, but I reread it and I'm like, no, this is 3 stars, if not 2. It's not great, it's not horrible, like, I can still read it, and Colleen Hoover has this, like, addicting way of writing, so it's like I can still read, like, a ton of it while I'm reading. It's just, I knew when this book was set, so we had a few books set up. We didn't know which one was going to get chosen, but there was a poll for, like, I think 3 or 4 books, and I was worried because I'm like, this is the only Colleen Hoover on here. This one's probably going to get chosen for the BDA book club, which is Books, Depression, Anxiety. This was going to be our second book, and I was kind of praying that this one didn't get chosen, but I knew immediately after I saw it that it was going to be, and it was winning in both the Facebook and Discord polls. So there was no chance of me getting out of it. I had to reread it, and I could have honestly just skipped it, but I don't like doing that. So I reread it, maybe thinking hopefully I was wrong, that even though I don't remember really enjoying it, and remembering the fact that it was triggering as hell, maybe I might find something out of this that I could enjoy more the second time around, and I didn't. If anything, I thought it was worse. But it's still addicting, it's still not horrible, it's just, it is very triggering. Definitely look up all trigger warnings for this book if you actually end up wanting to read it. But yeah, it's just not for me. I like Colleen Hoover's writing a lot. I really enjoy a lot of her books, but this one is just not one that I necessarily want to read anymore. Alright, so after finishing the last, like, 100 pages or so, which, by the way, that doesn't count for the Magical Orillium Academy, that's just something I finished this week, but yeah, that one doesn't count for anything. I did read and listen to Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I listened to it as well as reading along with it. It is narrated by Neil Gaiman, which I was really happy to find out, because I like it when books are narrated by the author, most of the time anyway. And this one is just a collection of Norse myths And Neil Gaiman has quite a few sources that he lists in the beginning and the back. Just like other books and texts that he has read that has these myths, and he just played on that. And I really enjoyed it. I love learning more about Odin and Loki and Thor and Balder. I didn't even know there was another brother. So for those of you who don't know, if you only know Norse mythology from Thor, like the movie, Thor and Loki aren't brothers. They're blood brothers, but they're not brothers. Balder is Loki's brother. And then there's actually a third one, which I did not remember. I do know quite a little bit of Norse mythology, but I didn't remember of the third brother, who is blind. I can't remember his name. But there are only 3 sons of Frigg and Odin. And I can't find his name. Oh, wait. This is Hod. His name is Hod. But yeah, and then there's Heimdall and Tyr and, what's my favorite one? I don't know why I can't think of his name. Mimir, I think it is. Yeah, Mimir. I love Mimir. But yeah, I just really enjoyed these tales on these myths. And it was just, I think it was really well done, and it was really quick and short. And each myth is not that long. They're like maybe 10 or so pages. And I love that it really does start from the beginning and end with Ragnarok, which I thought was really well done. So yeah, I gave this 4 stars. And I probably will go back and read that again, because I do like to read myths over and over again. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Alright, the next book I finished was Husband Material by Alexis Hall. I figured I wanted to read my one and only arc, really, for this month. And I really enjoyed Boyfriend Material, so I really wanted to read the second book. And this honestly just follows Luke and Oliver as they're dating, and just it's been 2 years since Boyfriend Material, so they've been dating for 2 years, and it's all about the different weddings that are happening in this book, with like all their friends and people they know. There was just way too much dialogue in this book. And honestly, I think the reason I loved Boyfriend Material was the fake dating trope, as well as like the will they, won't they, and then Luke trying to get Oliver, trying to actually get Oliver back and all that kind of shit. I loved that about Boyfriend Material. Nothing of that was in here, of course. And honestly, I just could care less about everybody else but Luke and Oliver. But the only time that when Luke and Oliver were together, they were fighting. So it was just really like, oh my god, everybody shut up and let me just enjoy them, and I can't. I ended up giving this 2 stars. I was very disappointed. I hope that a lot of people really liked it. I think they did. I want to say that, yeah, like there are some people that gave it 5 stars, and I'm glad. That just wasn't for me. And honestly, I really love dialogue, but I just wanted Luke and Oliver to, like, I don't know, at least at times be good and like just relax and have a good time. And instead they were always fighting about something. And I'm just like, okay, just enough. I'm tired of this. I'm done. But yeah, I gave that 2 stars. That was a very, very big disappointment. After that, I did read a 5-star book, which is Garnet Flats by Devney Perry. This follows Talia, who is the 3rd sibling, and also a twin in the Eden's family. This is the 3rd book in the Eden series, and it follows Talia and Foster. They used to date for about a year, 7 years ago. And then he ended up leaving her for her best friend, which devastated her. And now it's 7 years later, and she hasn't been happy since. Like, she misses Foster, but she also wants him to just burn in hell. And then he ends up coming to town, which is Quincy. They used to be together in Las Vegas. So he ends up coming to Quincy, begging for her to take him back. Just at least let him explain what had happened 7 years ago. And he is moving to Quincy. And he's just like, I'm going to be here all the time. I want you to at least hear me out. And if you decide that you want me to go, I'll leave. And yeah, it's the romance. It's so cute. I absolutely loved it. There is a single parent trope in here, which I did not expect. And I absolutely loved it. 5 stars. Like, Devney Perry now is just an instant auto-buy author. I absolutely love her. I actually will be getting a package today from Amazon, and it's the first in the Jameson series. I think it's called the Coppersmith. Oh, I can't think of it. Maybe I can figure it out really quick. The Coppersmith Farmhouse, which is the first book in the Jameson Valley series. But yeah, I read that one. Small town romances, I don't care. Like, I just want more Devney Perry. I love her books so much. And speaking of that, I did actually end up reading and finishing Steel King by Devney Perry. This is the first in the Clifton Forge series, which is an MC romance. I'm not the hugest fan of Motorcycle Club romances, but this one really got me. And it doesn't help that my boyfriend has been rewatching the Mayans and Sons of Anarchy, which were not shows that I necessarily really cared about when they were on. And now it's like, okay, well, MC, let's go with it. Oh my god. This one follows Kingston, or Dash, and what's her name? I know her name. What's her name? Oh my god, I want to say it starts with a C, and I could be wrong. I am wrong. It's Bryce. I knew it. So Dash is the son of the leader of the Tin Gypsies, which was a motorcycle club that was going for a while. They were deep in illegal shit, and then they got out of all that and closed their club down a few years back before the sets. And Bryce is a reporter that just moved to Clifton Forge, which, by the way, this is set in Montana. Just, I think, like, all of her series are set in Montana. And she ends up moving to town because her parents moved to town a few years back and took over the newspaper there. And so she's working with her father, like, they co-own the place. And she really wants a story, and she wants a story on the Tin Gypsies. So she's like dedicated to making this story. And then a murder happens in town, which doesn't normally happen. And the lead suspect, and where all shit is pointing to, is the leader of the Tin Gypsies, Dash's father, Draven. And Dash doesn't believe his father did it. Bryce is like, this is a story, and honestly, like, all leads point to him. All evidence is pointing to him. It has to be him. But they decide to band together and investigate and try and clear Draven's name if they can. And it's so good. There is a trope that I know a lot of people hate in this book, which I understand. I don't hate that trope. I actually really don't hate it. But it is the surprise pregnancy trope. So I understand if you don't want to give a shot because of that. But I still absolutely love Devney Perry and definitely feel like you should give her a shot if you haven't. If you like small town romances, single parent trope is in quite a few of her books, at least for the ones that I have read. Not in this one though. And yeah, I highly, highly recommend her. Also, there's a little bit of Grumpy Sunshine in her books as well. So, yeah. I highly, highly recommend. I can't recommend her enough. Honestly, I just want to fill my shelves of Daphne Perry right now. So, yeah. That was an immediate 5 stars. I don't know if I said that. And then lastly, the one I just finished today was Sherwood by Megan Spooner. This is a Robin Hood reimagining where Robin of Locksley ends up dying in the Holy War. And there is no Robin Hood yet. Maid Marian ends up taking his cloak and bow and trying to save his people. And in doing so becomes Robin Hood. I thought there was a romance in this that I was like kind of like, okay, because one of my favorite romances growing up was Robin Hood and Maid Marian. I'm not gonna lie, that was one of my favorites. So when I found out that Robin of Locksley was gonna die in this book before any of it came about, I can't talk. But like before this book is even really, well, you get it in the prologue that he dies, but before Robin Hood or anything else comes about, Robin Hood and Maid Marian were my favorite couple, and he dies. So I'm like, okay. But I thought the romance was going to be between her and Will Scarlet in this book. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. There isn't really that much of a romance. There's a kind of lust between, and I guess it kind of grows into like a romance. It doesn't even form until the end, I will say that, and that was annoying. And it's not a romance I saw truly coming. Like, I was just like, wait, what? This is the romance? Okay. But honestly, it's just about Maid Marian trying to save Robin's people, who she believes now is her people and her friends, and just, yeah, she just wants to save everybody from the new sheriff. So, I gave it 2 stars. I listened to it on audio. I'm glad I ended up unhauling this book about some years back. This is not the book that I wanted. I loved Hunted by Megan Spooner, which is the Beauty and the Beast retelling, the first book in that series. And it was so good. It was so good. I loved it. But Sherwood was just not it for me. It just was not it. Okay. Shoot, what did I do with? Let me see. I just have all of my notes here, and I can tell you what everything fit for. So obviously Too Late fit for nothing. Norse mythology fit for restoration. The first prompt, which was a single object on the cover. Now I do have to read 2 books for that prompt, so that's fine. I at least read 1. Oh, also, I forgot about that. The second prompt was oldest book on your TBR, and I actually DNF'd The Serpent King by Jeff Zedner. I tried. I honestly tried. I gave it like 50 pages or so. I couldn't do it. Oh my god. I just did not give a shit about any of these characters. And I know I only wrote 50 pages, but honestly, like, I kept skimming a little bit of it too, just to see if it got any better. And I will say, I do know what happens towards the end that makes you really cry. And I get it. I teared up when I just read that part. But I would not have wanted to read this book at all to get to that part. So, this just wasn't for me. But there is a part in here that will make you extremely sad and just bawl your eyes out. And yeah, no. I do have a perk for this semester, which is I can use some of the books that I DNF'd as completing this. So I am going to do that for this because I don't really feel like picking a whole nother book for it. And besides, it was oldest book in your TBR. So I don't really have a whole lot of books I feel like is like that. So yeah, we're just going to say that one, because I do need 2 books for that as well. One of those is completed, which is fine. I haven't read anything for any quests or anything like that, which kind of sucks, except for Perks of Being a Wildflower last week. But that's okay. So husband material worked for astronomy, the last prompt, which is book with multiple people on the cover. And then also the second prompt for that is a book with archers and slash rangers, which is Sherwood. So astronomy is done. I only needed the first 2. I didn't need the last one, but it's fine. Astronomy is done. Animal studies is done. Alchemy, the second prompt, I needed to read an orange book, which is Steel King by Devney Perry. Oh, astronomy is done because I read Garnet Flats, which had L in the title, which was the first prompt. So astronomy is done, alchemy is done, animal studies is done. I'll talk more about Art of Illusion in a second. Elemental studies I'll probably start soon. Same with spells and incantations. And then I'll try and finish up the last couple books that I need to read. So I need to pick up Beartown by Frederick Bachman. This is oldest book on my TBR kind of book. I'm going to start over. But yeah, I'm going to try and read or listen to the audiobook while reading along. So I need to pick this one up. Shoot. Oh, and I need to pick up Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertelli, which is the second book for Single Object on the cover. So these 2 have to be read, as well as what's it called? Eyes on Me by Sarah Kate, which I read Praise last week. So I honestly really want to read the second book in the Delicious Players Club. But yeah, that's this book. So I do need to read that one. That one I need to just pick it up with a drink. So I'll do that in a little bit. And I do need to read Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Also, that one also has 2 books with it. So that's fine, because I'm honestly going to start this week for book BDA. We started our next book. Or, like, we need to start it this week. So that will be Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. So I'm going to read that one. And yeah, so those 4 have to be read. Everything else is just bonus. So yeah. I did start Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak, which is a horror book. And it's one that we're reading. It's a mini book club within BDA. And so we're reading that. And I am 84 pages into this. This is really good, really creepy. And there's pictures within the book, so I'll show you those. So it starts off like that, okay? Just like kids' drawings. As the book goes along, the pictures get more lifelike. So they come like that. So yeah, definitely am enjoying that one. And I need to read the next, 7 chapters, I think, of that. And I need to read, I think, the first 13 chapters of this week. I'm missing one. I know I'm reading a couple more things. Hold on. Yeah, so Hidden Pictures. And then the other book that I'm reading is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. This is a slow burn, single parent trope, small town, grumpy sunshine. So good. It's 560 pages, and I'm almost 300 pages in, and I just started this yesterday. I'm really enjoying it. But that is it. That's all the books that I've read and like reading, currently reading, as well as books that I need to read. So hopefully I'll finish All Roads Lead Here tomorrow-ish. Get further into Hidden Pictures this weekend or sometime early next week. Start Things We Never Got Over. I don't know when I'll actually start that. I might start that early next week as well, because I like doing it closer to the book club meet, even though I can't always meet. I at least try to, just in case I can meet, because I work every time book club is up, which really sucks. But yeah, so that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Hopefully I'll be able to read some more by next week, and hopefully maybe finish all the prompts that I need to finish for my calling, and then can just read the books that I have extra. That would be great, but that might be a little too much, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again with another. Bye, and happy reading.